You think ancient humans were miserable, running from lions, freezing in caves, dying young, starving, terrified every single night? You're wrong. Here's the twist nobody tells you. For most of human history, our ancestors spent the majority of their lives actually having fun, singing, playing games, telling stories by the fire. Even with predators outside the cave and death one bad decision away, they still made sure fun came first, every single day. Meanwhile, you, sitting somewhere completely safe, no lions, no famine, a fridge full of food just a few steps away, spend most of your hours anxious, tired, and joyless. Ancient humans were in constant danger, but mostly happy. And you're in constant safety, but still mostly stressed. But why is that? Something went wrong along the way. And today we find out what. This isn't another video you forget in 10 minutes. This video, I promise you, is going to give you something extremely valuable, which you can practice on day-to-day life. The exact lessons ancient humans lived by. Lessons that, if you actually use them, can start fixing the joyless, anxious way you're living right now. So stay till the end. This isn't just a history lesson. This is a fix. So how did it actually start? Go back 40,000 years. No electricity. No written language anywhere on Earth. Just a cave, a torch, and complete darkness pressing in from every side. What could ancient humans possibly do for fun with absolutely nothing? Picture the day first, running from predators, scavenging whatever was left of a carcass just to survive till sunset. Bruised, exhausted, terrified, and then in the dark of a cave in what's now northern Spain, at a site called Tito Bustillo, something strange happened. Someone struck a hanging rock formation, almost by accident. And it rang out, low and clear, like a bell. They struck it again, and something in their body actually calmed down. This wasn't music theory. This was raw discovery. Ancient humans stumbling onto one of the deepest secrets of the human brain. Certain sounds, certain frequencies, could switch off fear itself. Archaeologists later found those exact stalactites worn smooth, struck again and again for generations, not once, not by accident, on purpose every single day after every single brutal day. They'd found a survival tool hiding inside solid rock, a way to turn raw stone into relief, and it didn't stop there. Was that cave a one-off, or was music actually everywhere? In Slovenia, someone carved a flute from the thigh bone of a young cave bear over 40,000 years ago. In Germany, someone else carved a flute from the wing bone of a vulture, and remarkably, it still plays a full scale today. In France, someone shaped a seashell into a horn, decorated it with red ochre dots, and blew it for a gathered crowd. Modern scientists tested that very shell. It produces 3 clean, resonant notes. This wasn't survival. This was the world's very first concert, held underground 40,000 years before a single stadium was ever built. But why would a starving species waste energy on music at all? Because sound quickly turned into something even more powerful: storytelling. Around the fire each night, researchers estimate up to 84% of conversation was myth, legend, and story. Not because they had nothing better to do, but because a good story was genuinely thrilling. It let you feel fear, danger, and victory all without ever leaving your seat by the fire. It was like the movie of Christopher Nolan to them. A tale about a predator taught you which valley to avoid. A trickster story taught you exactly who not to trust. Sound familiar? That's precisely why you watch movies today. Except they didn't need a screen. All they needed was each other's voices and a fire to sit around. Now fast forward to 2600 BCE in ancient Mesopotamia. Archaeologists digging in a royal cemetery in the city of uncover something stunning: a beautifully crafted game board made of shell and lapis lazuli alongside pyramid-shaped dice. It's called the Royal Game of and it's older than the pyramids themselves. So why would an entire civilization fall in love with a simple board game? Because this wasn't just entertainment, it became sacred. Centuries later, a scribe wrote instructions on a clay tablet explaining how the dice could actually predict your future. Land on the right square and a priest would tell you, you're about to become powerful, like a lion. A wooden board and a handful of dice, and an entire city was captivated. But here's what made it different. Egyptians believed the game literally mirrored the soul's journey into the afterlife. Land on the wrong square and you were punished. Reach the final square and you achieved union with the gods. It mattered so much that Tutankhamun was buried with his own Senet board so he could keep playing forever, even after death. To the Egyptians, fun wasn't separate from meaning. Fun was meaning. And it wasn't only the pharaohs having fun, even Egyptian children grew up surrounded by toys built purely for joy. Wooden crocodiles with snapping jaws, lions with moving limbs, spinning tops carved from stone, and rattles shaped like pigs and owls given to babies just to make them laugh. Fun in Egypt started the moment you were born and never really stopped. And sometimes ancient fun came with real, physical stakes. In ancient Mexico, entire cities gathered around massive stone courts to watch a ceremonial ball game, played using only hips, elbows, and knees with a solid rubber ball that could weigh up to 9 pounds. This wasn't a casual weekend match. This was the single biggest event of the year, on the scale of a modern World Cup final, except the crowd noise echoed off ancient stone walls instead of stadium lights. Now, one pattern repeats everywhere you look. Fun always happened with people, never alone. That idea reaches its most powerful form in a Maya legend called the Popol Vuh. In it, two brothers, the hero twins, lose their father to the lords of death, the rulers of the underworld. So the twins do something extraordinary. They march straight into the land of the dead and challenge death itself to a ball game. Death rigs every trap imaginable against them. Houses of knives, houses of freezing cold. The twins are tricked again and again, and still they keep playing match after match, refusing to stop. In the end, they win. Not with a sword, with a game. To the Maya, this wasn't just a bedtime story. Real ball courts were built as literal doorways to the underworld because their deepest belief was this: play isn't a distraction from life's hardest moments. Play is how you survive them. Every single example we just walked through, the cave music, the campfire stories, the board games in Ur, the sacred games in Egypt, the ball games in Mexico, happened face to face in real rooms with real people. Not one of them happened alone, staring at a glowing rectangle in the dark. If you want to feel the way your ancestors felt, the fix is almost embarrassingly simple. This is what you can do right now. Sit in a circle. Talk. No phones. Face to face, not screen to screen. That's the campfire. Wake up. Step outside. Let the sun hit your face for 10 minutes. Your ancestors never had a choice. You do. Walk on grass. Bare feet, open sky. Not a treadmill, not four walls. Your brain was built for outside, not for a box. Hold someone's hand. Hug someone you trust. Touch lowers your blood pressure in minutes. Isolation was never natural. It's a modern invention and it's killing your peace. Play something with real stakes, a game you can actually win or lose. Because a screen that asks nothing of you gives you nothing back. Tell a story out loud. Don't just watch one. Share your day. Share a memory. Ancient humans never waited until life was easy to have fun. They had fun especially when life was hardest, as a way of staying strong enough to keep going. If you've been waiting for the right time to relax, to laugh, to play, stop waiting. That's not how humans are built to operate. Your ancestors survived lions, famine, and freezing winters, and they still made sure joy came first every single day. You've survived none of that. You have warmth, food, and safety handed to you on a plate. So ask yourself honestly, if they could find real joy in the middle of real danger, what's actually stopping you from finding it now? The answer was never more comfort. It was always more connection, more stakes, and more play. The exact recipe your ancestors have been quietly handing down for 300,000 years, just waiting for you to finally pick it back up.